Welcome to World Explorer Channel.
Canada truck attack, Muslim family victims named. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has identified the 4 members of a Muslim family killed in a premeditated attack on Sunday.
Mr. Speaker, if anyone thinks racism and hatred don't exist in this country, I ask to them this: how do we explain such violence to that child in hospital? How can we look families in the eye and say Islamophobia isn't real? When you listen to the black Muslim woman who constantly looks over her shoulder at the bus stop, fearing someone will pull off her hijab or hurt her, she'll tell you Islamophobia exists. If you listen to the parents who beg their children not to wear traditional clothes for fear of them being harassed or attacked simply for what they're wearing, I'll tell you, racism exists. Muslim families have often felt uncertain or even fearful when they go out in the streets wearing traditional garb. The reality is, most Canadians haven't necessarily been aware of that fear that far too many racialized and Muslim Canadians carry with them anytime they go outside.
Madiha Salman, 44, her husband Salman Afzal, 46, their 15-year-old daughter Yumna Afzal, and Mr. Afzal's 74-year-old mother were hit by a vehicle while on an evening walk in London, Ontario. Mr. Trudeau condemned the attack as an act of terror. The couple's 9-year-old son survived and is in hospital with injuries. The attack was the worst against Canadian Muslims since 6 people were killed in a Quebec City mosque in 2017. A 20-year-old Canadian man has been charged with 4 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. Police said the family is believed to have been targeted because of their Muslim faith. Authorities are weighing possible terrorism charges for what is thought to be a hate crime. Speaking in the Canadian House of Commons on Tuesday, Mr. Trudeau decried a terrorist attack motivated by hatred in the heart of one of our communities. If anyone thinks racism and hatred don't exist in this country, I want to say this: how do we explain such violence to a child in a hospital? How can we look families in the eye and say, Islamophobia isn't real, he said. A vigil has been planned for Thursday evening at the London mosque the family attended. Who are the victims? 3 generations of the Afzal family were killed on Sunday while out for an evening walk. 5 family members were waiting to cross an intersection along London's Hyde Park Road when the truck mounted the curb and hit them, police said. Family and friends told CBC News that the family had been deeply involved in their community and committed to their faith. After graduating from the London Islamic School last year, 15-year-old Yumna was in the 9th grade at Oakridge Secondary School. At Oakridge, Yumna was slated to become a Grade 10 representative on the Muslim Students Association, the organization's president told CBC. Yumna's mother, Ms. Salman, had recently completed a postgraduate degree in civil and environmental engineering at Western University in London, according to her LinkedIn page. Her goal was to work on solving geo-environmental issues and contribute towards reclamation of our natural environment. Salman Afzal was humble and loyal to his community, a friend told CBC. The name of Mr. Afzal's 74-year-old mother has not yet been released. The couple's 9-year-old son was the only family member present who is expected to survive. He remains seriously injured in hospital. What's behind the attack? Police named the alleged attacker as Nathaniel Veltman, 20, of London, Ontario. He was arrested without incident at a shopping centre about 6 kilometres, 4.8 miles, from the crime scene. It is not yet known if the suspect has ties to any hate groups, said DET Superintendent Waite. There is no known previous connection between the suspect and the victims, DET Superintendent Waite said, adding that the suspect was wearing a vest that appeared to be like body armor. Police said Mr. Veltman had no previous convictions. Officials added that there was good weather, and high visibility conditions when the black truck was seen mounting the curb on Hyde Park Road at around 20:40 local time on Sunday. One witness told CTV News she had to shield her young daughter's eyes from the bodies. "There were people everywhere and running," said Paige Martin. Citizens were trying to direct the emergency vehicles where to go. There was a lot of pointing and screaming and arm waving. A 2016 census found that London, a city about 200 kilometers, 125 miles, southwest of Toronto, is growing increasingly diverse. 1 in 5 people was born outside of Canada, with Arabs being the area's largest minority group, and South Asians coming in a close second. Brutal, cowardly act of violence. Mr. Trudeau addressed Parliament in the wake of the attack, describing a brutal, cowardly, and brazen act of violence. "The perpetrator does not represent us as Canadians," the Prime Minister said, but he dismissed the notion that this type of violence is not Canadian, a sentiment echoed by Canada's opposition leaders. "We need to look this in the face. This hate does exist in our country," Mr. Trudeau said. London Mayor Ed Holder was among those who paid tribute to the victims, saying, "This was an act of mass murder, perpetrated against Muslims, against Londoners, and rooted in unspeakable hatred." Mayor Holder said he was speaking on behalf of all Londoners when I say our hearts are broken. "We grieve for the family, 3 generations of whom are now deceased." The mayor's statement added that he had ordered flags outside London City Hall to be lowered for 3 days of mourning.
Thanks for watching World Explorer. Please hit on like to this video and subscribe to our channel for further useful and similar videos quickly into your YouTube notifications. Thank you.